January 18th, 2011. Here we have Austin Cook in the dorm, talking about some Skyrim.
Got my jerkin. Very appropriate. Ultra healing.
I gave it to him as a Christmas present.
Gonna need that. Lots of calluses gonna be formed. So gonna need that ultra healing. Moisturize into deeply hydrated skin.
Sounds good.
Penetrates through 5 layers of skin surface to start healing at the source. So
2 more.
When I get those rashes up around the edge, I'm going to be getting that ultimate healing. It's going to take 5 layers deep and regenerate my penis. And my hands for proper articulation. So, back to Skyrim.
Ooh.
Oblivion.
That was so last year.
That was 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Whoops.
Okay.
Alright. There it is. Austin told me he wants to explain something.
So we're talking about the new Radiant AI Storyteller, which is how quests and things in the game work like that. It's going to be very cool. What I'm generally getting is quests are going to be a lot better because they're going to be tailored to you. Like, if you're an Argonian, you'll be swimming. You'll be doing quests that involve your character's personal traits. If you're a Nord, you might be climbing mountains and things like that, Personally tailored quests. Now I'm reading a little quote here. It says, Todd Howard says, traditionally in an assassination quest, we would pick someone of interest and have you assassinate them. Now, there's a template for an assassination mission, and the game can conditionalize all the roles, where it happens, what conditions does it take place, who wants them assassinated, and who is to be assassinated. All this can be generated based on where the character is and who he's met. They can conditionalize that someone who you've done a quest for before wants someone assassinated, and the target could be someone with whom you've spent a lot of time before. So therefore, you're not going to be assassinating somebody you've never heard of. Say that you spend a lot of time doing quests for this person. Well, okay, they're your close friend now. They want somebody out of the way that's been causing problems. Well, this other person has also been causing problems for you because the Radiant AI can tell, okay, you've, ransacked this person's house maybe, you've done some things, maybe you don't like them so much. And so your friend tells you, this guy we need him assassinated in this way, do this, and it'll, you can do that. The Radiant story system also helps deal with untimely deaths. Predicting player behavior in an open world is tough, as many often stray from main quests and get into trouble by murdering quest givers. In Skyrim, if you kill a shop owner who had a few quests to offer, if you spend the time to get to know him, his sister may take over the shop and offer the quest that was formerly ascribed to him.
Wow, that's gross.
The quest logic automatically picks up with pre-recorded voice work because Bethesda has already assigned her that contingency role. Tread lightly, though, because she's not oblivious to your dastardly actions. She'll still recognize that you killed her brother, and perhaps even try to exact revenge later in the game.
Ooh.
So how pro is that? In Oblivion, you would kill a shop owner, they would be dead for the rest of the game. No one would take back the shop. You would never be able to trade with anybody from that place again because nobody took the shop back. There is no shop owner anymore. There is no stock. So you could never sell your goods back to that person ever again. They were dead. Nobody took over. It was very unrealistic because, if you kill somebody, somebody else is going to take the business. Somebody else is going to open up for that position. Skyrim is smart enough that if you kill someone, they may have a relative. That relative might take over the shop, and not only are they going to fill in the place and still give you the same quests, they are smart enough Radiant enough to understand, hey, that guy just killed my brother. I don't like him so much. I might try to kill him later on in the game myself. That's really cool. Radiant Story is also smart enough to know which caves and dungeons you've already visited, and therefore it can conditionalize where a kidnapped person would be being held to direct you toward a specific place you haven't been before, populated with a specific level of enemy. This helps Bethesda avoid repetition and usher the player into areas the team wants you to explore. So, for instance, I've been in that cave 15 times, and now my quest wants me to go back in there? Not anymore. In Skyrim, okay, you've been to this place, and this place. Let's change the location of where the bandits decided to kidnap this person. Let's make it a cave he's never been to before, so he has to explore it. Pro. The story manager is always watching you, which can lead to sometimes random encounters as well. If you drop a sword in the middle of a town, someone may pick it up and return it to you. Or two guys may get into a fight over who gets to take it. If you're really good at a particular skill, like one-handed weapons or destruction spells, a stranger who knows of your reputation may ask for training, challenge you to a duel, or beg you for a favor that will require you to show off your skill. So that's fucking amazing, okay? The story manager is constantly working in the game. It's not preset by Bethesda. It's smart enough that it continually watches you, okay? Say I'm really good at the blade. If I drop my sword in the middle of the town, everybody's like, oh my god, that guy's really good at the blade. His blade is probably a really good weapon. Let's go pick it up. Two people start a fight over it, and you might have to step in and get it back. Or, you're good enough for instance, somebody, they go pick up your sword and they return it to you. How pro is that? They come after you, they're like, hey, you dropped this. Pro, okay. Or, a stranger knows of your reputation, may ask for training. Whoa. In Oblivion, you had to train under other people. There were beginner level, intermediate level, and expert level trainers that trained you all the way up to level 100 if you used their training wisely. You had to get a quest for each expert trainer, which was always fun. They started training you at level 75. This game, you can be good enough at a skill, somebody else asks you to train them. So it's like, man, that guy, he has 100, he has 100 destruction. He's really good at destruction spells. I need to get training from him. Maybe there's interactions there. Maybe you can train this person, they start following you around, and they start becoming your apprentice. That's pro. Okay. Skyrim also tracks your, oh, here we go. Skyrim also tracks your friendships and grudges to generate missions. Do a small favor for a farmer, and it may eventually lead to a larger quest. Some NPCs will even agree to become your companion to help you out in specific situations. Okay, that guy's pro, he uses a sword pro, I trained under him, he's helped me out a couple times. I'm going to go kill people with him. I'm going to go do this with him. I'm going to go on this really immersive quest with him. I'm going to go into this cave with him because I trust him.
Right.
Radiant Story doesn't just limit these new missions to encounters in towns. Much like in Fallout 3 and Red Dead Redemption, a lot of random events occur while you're exploring the wilderness as well. Somebody said in a quote, there are a wide variety of these random encounters, says director Bruce Naismith. Many of them are things a player can interact with, some are not. You might save a priest who then tells you about a dungeon where there are people trapped that need saving. You might run across a woolly mammoth that is being attacked by a pack of wolves, and you have the option to kill the wolves and save the mammoth. Some open world games go overboard with these side activities and stray too far from the main storyline. Bethesda is aware of this pitfall and is actively engaged in preventing the feeling of being overwhelmed by the Radiant Story missions. Skyrim still has several months of development left, but after seeing the technology in action, it looks like Bethesda's on track to set a new high bar for open world role-playing games. That's the last word.
On the subject of wilderness, Old Wildy coming back.
Old Wilderness coming back to RuneScape, and here's a screenshot of why RuneScape no longer matters. This is apparently a town, a city. There's a tall building here, might be a tower, a guard tower, a chapel, something. We see some walkways here, some waterfalls. This is apparently, there's a building up here. I'm thinking this is the place you have to take 7,000 steps to get to. This looks very high up. I mean, there's very tall, rocky mountain ridges. A lot of stuff set in stone. I mean, I think this is more of an area that,
A secluded area you need to beat it in.
The cover reveal is right here. This is the main cover for the Game Informer issue of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Ooh.
Very, very pretty. And the back cover looks like this. It has some writing on it, some ancient runes and things like that. And they actually, see right here, they actually have, this is the cover, whatever. They have a place where they have translated some of the ancient rune language. The first part is Dovahkiin. That's what Dovahkiin looks like in the ancient dragon language. And they have a link to begin solving the puzzle. That was on the back.
Solving the puzzle.
For instance, you can come here, and this is the puzzle. And that's Dovahkiin. So just using those, you can begin to solve the rest of the puzzle.
It gives you a little cursor to type in.
Right. That's awesome. That's really cool. This is just looking at the exact same line. Dovahkiin. Wow, that's tough. But yeah, there was more in-depth stuff that I really want to see. There was more in-depth stuff that I really want to see, so I'm going to go.
January 2011. That's what today is right here. 18. Anyways, we are in Frederick Dale's class. We have an essay due tomorrow. It's about some lady who sees texts everywhere. We have to determine the ending and connect it with the quotes within the text. It's like we're reading text to figure out what the texts mean, both in the story and of the story. Crazy shiz. See. Well, see, he pushed the date. So 5 days more. It's currently 10:35. I don't know if you can see that. Yep. 10:35.
Dude, here are some scans from the magazine. This is actually from inside the magazine. This is not made up.
Ooh.
I saw this in Kyle's room on the site 4chan, and I looked it up on Google. And these two websites, this doesn't have it anymore because after a little while, it gets knocked off, and then it's no longer there. But they do have it down here. So. Down here we go, and there we go. This is what I was reading earlier. This is the inside story. This is what you really want to see. So, for Bethesda Game Studios, Skyrim is the new beginning. The previous 4 numbered entries and their many expansions and offshoots told the story of the end of Tamriel's Third Era and the fall of the Septim Dynasty of Emperors. RuneScape noise. I thought it was me for a second, but I'm not playing.
About to be a thing of the past.
So I'm guessing these are actual images from Skyrim. So you see a dragon above, there's your character. Look at that landscape detail. That is 10 months before the game comes out.
I don't think my phone can handle that.
I don't think we can either. There's just some text here that I'll be reading all night. Here there be dragons. The dragon roars and dives into an attack. Flame pours from its gaping maw. It cries out a word of power in Draconic, strengthening it for battle to come. In your search for the missing golden claw, you've ascended to a tumbling ruin of Nord buildings. For a time, the scaled mythical beast seems to blend statue-like into the stone before spreading its wings and calling out its anger. Now you're cornered against the wall with the dragon ready to dive bomb. You scramble back deeper into the ruins and beyond a fallen pillar, you spy your best hope for escape. A tiny passage opens into the hillside, descending into the dungeon below. Even as the dragon lands and rears back to strike, you dive for the opening and hurry into the darkness below. Outside, the worm bellows with fury as its prey slips away. Wow. So, here's the dragon. It's coming down. And, holy shit. Holy crap. Is that first? Oh my god. Holy crap. Holy crap. Look at this. That is a first-person view from the game. That is the actual game. That is the sword with blood splattered on the sides. And that is you casting destruction magic with your left hand. And the monster taking it. Race, Dark Elf, level 9, name, Bindu Olo. And I guess instead of, like, telling you what your birth sign is, now it shows you here. Okay? And it's also, you can scroll through your skills to the right. So, alchemy, illusion, conjuration, destruction, restoration, alteration, enchanting. Enchanting is apparently now a skill. Didn't know that before. Didn't know that before. When you level up, you get a chance to pick a perk. Something we did a sort of with Fallout 3, Howard says. We actually did them in Oblivion. It's just the perks happen accumulatively as you rise through those skills, and we feel it's really fun to pick them instead of getting them over time. It lets me define my character more. Wow, that's pro. The School of Destruction covers the harnessing of elemental energy. This skill makes it easier to cast spells like Fireball, Ice Spike, and Lightning Bolt. What? That is so fucking pro. Weapons of choice. God. So check this out, another actual in-game image. Some wolves here. Look at this, dude. Look at this. Yes, yes. His hand is out, and you see the veins on his arm and his muscular hand. You can't really see it on the phone that well. But look at this.
It's right there.
Look at the veins. Look at all the veins and the rendering. And there's the wolf. Look at that. You actually see your character getting hit, falling backwards. I read this already in Kyle's room, but you don't know this yet. Alduin is the World Eater. It's a massive dragon. He's the main enemy. The Dragonborn, you're Dovahkiin. That's who you are. Esbern is the person you learn from. The famous voice actor, Von Soto, he's going to be playing him. Max von Sydow. He played in Minority Report and Shuttle Ireland. The Greybeards are mysterious old men that live atop a high retreat called High Hrothgar. This is what I'm thinking this is. I think this is High Hrothgar.
That's pretty high up.
Right. They are highly versed in the power of the dragons, and the Dragonborn hero will need to climb the 7,000 steps it takes to reach them and be trained. It wasn't 5,000, wasn't 6,000, it was 7,000 steps. You know, 7,000 steps, 11, 11, 11, adding up to 33. Okay, like some good combinations. I actually haven't seen this picture, so I'm going to be looking at this. The backbone to the Dragon Shout system interesting. Oh, crap. Whoops. I went back. Thread on accident. Okay, so back here we are.
Damn. Look at this. Jesus, come here.
Must not.
Must not tap. No. So, it says, yes, let's see the screens. Time to head to GameStop and browse while I rip open that useless plastic cover on the magazine and bolt out of there. Is there any way to get a subscription or this issue of Game Informer? Wow, so he needs to go to the Game Informer right now and grab the Oblivion issue. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah. What about the essay, man?
Essay? I don't know what you're talking about, essay.
The worst accent I've heard in a while.
With an ad campaign and hype like this, no way this game will ever live up to the insane expectations. Right below him. Crap, man. Yeah, my prize of the night was getting a photo with Carmack and chatting with him about the merits of having technical ability as an artist. Guy jumps on him. The guy originally said, with an ad campaign and hype like this, there's no way a game will ever live up to these insane expectations. A guy that actually was in production of Oblivion jumps on the thread, and he says, hey, I didn't work on the game or anything, but I heard you'll be able to plant a seed, and later on in the game it will have grown into a tree. Freak. Another guy jumping his quote, it still remains an Elder Scrolls game, and because of this, I will love it. Screw the hype. When you only get 11 months to market your game, you have to be pretty hot and heavy about it. I'd rather have 11 months of heavy hype than 3 years of steady bullshit. Bing, bang, bong, bing, bang, bong, bing, bang, dude. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing. Shriek. Must not fap. Freak. So page 6, there's some screenshots. Page 7, there might be more. I didn't even think of going to the next page. Oh! I think the phone is not recording properly. Oh. I don't know if it is. Or battery? Yeah. Well, you can see there. You can see there. Guy on his desk, he tapped too much and it blew up all over himself. Oh my God! More screenshots. Is this out? Is this magazine really out? Because if it is, I'm gonna go buy it.
Looks like it's out, dude.
Shit.
A lot of screenshots for
Oh! Oh! 11, 11, 11. Only 11 more months. Sweet. Oh my goodness. Slightly better quality pages. I think so. Freak, 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 freak. If this magazine is out right now, I'm going to go buy it and frame it.
I'm curious. Buy it and frame it.
He says he added links to all these places. You can see the pages, which is pro. But right below that, he said, it's interesting to note that you'll gain the dragon calling ability, which adds a new depth to the fighting system. So apparently dragon calling is a way of fighting. That's cool. Didn't think about that. Oh, here we go. The feel of combat.
Oh shit,
Freak, if this magazine, oh my goodness, if this is out right now. It said February issue. A guy said, when this comes out, I am locking myself in my room, shutting off my computer, and blasting the Conan soundtrack. My first quest will be breaking into a tower of Colt and stealing jewels. After that, the king of the region will take me in to steal back his daughter. Conan. Oh, freak. I'm rather glad that all the scans I've seen of the magazine have been horrible. I think people will be much more inclined to purchase the magazine in order to fully appreciate the quality of the screenshots. Really, the scans do not content justice in the slightest bit. I'm glad everyone is pleased. Makes me happy in the panties. Somebody said, I think there were a lot of plans with Radiant AI, but in the end it wasn't completely finished for Oblivion. It's still in there, but not in the way that was talked about, like with much other things that were cut to do time. But with Skyrim, they had several games and experience behind them, including that on the gameplay, so hopefully they'll get this Radiant story right. Somebody replied to that saying, you're much more optimistic than myself. Seeing that there was really no improvement in AI from Oblivion to Fallout 3, I'm leaving myself wondering if they'll pimp the new AI system only to scale it back at a later date. I don't think any of that system was ever in place and was more of a preview of what they thought they could pull off, but ultimately could not. One thing that concerns me a bit is it looks like they're going after celebrity voices again. As was said in that 15 Things We Want article posted earlier, I'd rather they hire some voice actors that can do a wide range of voices and give more diversity rather than spending money on celebrity voices that won't even enhance the game that much. So I'm gonna actually go to File, New Tab. We're gonna open up a new tab, and we're going to go to Google, and I'm gonna type in is the Skyrim issue out.
What is that?
Hold on. Unless it's about Skyrim. What? Oh yeah, evil chicken.
Rise up and overthrow the humans. That's what he said.
Hmm. Are you excited to start throwing entire weeks of your life down the hungry gullet of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim? We assume your anticipation will ramp up significantly after reading the next issue of the Game Informer, the magazine that contains an expose on a number of new features for the franchise. One such change is the leveling system, which no longer binds players to a class defined by a set of skills. Players can pick and choose from the game's 18 abilities, down from Oblivion's 21, which level up with use while simultaneously unlocking new perks with each level. Enemies will still scale to the player's level, but use a more balanced metric, resulting in a Fallout 3-esque approach as opposed to the near-impossible Oblivion approach. Of course, foes will likely be easily bested using another of the game's new features, dual wielding. Players can equip any item or spell to either hand using both simultaneously in combat, though we'll almost certainly put a charm spell in our left hand and a fortify personality spell in our right, because that is how we do. For more info on the game's unique features, including a weapon crafting system and improved character creation tools, check out the upcoming issue of Game Informer. Okay, here is my recap of the info. Crap, one fell down. Can't really see it anyways, Gzus.
In the video?
You want to.
Alrighty.
On leveling. Totally revamped.